Hey, what's up guys, HD here, and welcome to episode 3 of my journey to the top series. This is where I take York City and try and get them to the top of the Premier League. Now if you missed the previous 2 episodes, there will be a link in the description to the playlist that I will be sorting out. But anyway, into the episode, we have Mohamed Bassam. If you missed the previous episode, you will not know who he is, but he's a goalkeeper. He's 20. He's an overall of 62. He's definitely a signing we want to make. Our keeper is 50 rated. Very, very poor. Going into League 2, you need a decent goalkeeper. It is essential, in fact, that you have a decent keeper wherever you play. Whether you're Celtic, it just doesn't matter. You just need a decent goalkeeper. After trying to sign him for so long, I went in with a low wage offer, and then he came back as annoyed as anything. But I do go and sort that out. I do sort out a scout as well. He's a South African guy. He was the cheapest guy I could get. And I sent him off into England because it's going to be cheap for us. Essentially because we don't have a lot of money. £160 we started off in sterling. Absolutely abysmal amount of money to start off with. But here we have us accepting Bassam, and we do manage to get him before our first friendly here. But first we got a transfer offer for Liam Henderson, a striker that we have. 51 rated, 22 years old. I'm going to say I did reject this because I felt that he had the potential to grow into a better player, even though I might not use him because he wasn't good enough. I know I'm not making any sense right now, but I just didn't want to sell him just in case people got red carded or they got injured for a long amount of time. So as you can see, we somehow won our first friendly, and then we lost our second friendly 3-0. Not the best results for us, but then we got an offer for this guy, Jamal for field, and they offered 15 grand for him, and we managed to sell him. And then Chris Smith also got an offer on him, and I had to check if he was in the first team. He was, but I swapped him out so we could change the wage budget, and that meant we could go in for the centre back that I wanted, which was Hang Sik Ho, which is a Korean centre back. Got quite a bit of pace around the 70 mark. Very nice pace. He's going to be lining up with Clark Carlisle if we do sign him. I'm playing Clark Carlisle, and he's going to be captain as well. By far, he captained Northampton last year, and we stayed away from the relegation, which was great. But anyway, we do manage to sign Hang Sung So. I think here. I did try and get a cheeky £500 off his wage, but he wasn't having any of it. And one thing I found out was that the squad roles do play a massive part on if a player signs for you. If you put them in as just a regular first team player, they might not accept. Especially in a team of York City, anyone that you sign that are very high rated, you need to put them as a very important player, or they will not sign. But we did manage to sign him just before this Plymouth game. You'll see there he's in the centre back position alongside Clark Carlisle, and this is our first game in the league. Excuse me, against Plymouth Argyle. They came down from League 1, I believe, and I've got to say, in my first game with a load of bronze players, they are all bronze. It was very difficult because I had played Ultimate Team beforehand, and the contrast from the two was absolutely amazingly bad. In Ultimate Team, I was using the silver team. They were alright, but to bronze, it was not the best. And we were playing Plymouth, who are a lot better side than us. Obviously, they've got more money. They have better players, but somehow we actually played well. I've got to say, we conserved ourselves, and we managed to nick a 0-0 draw, and I'm very happy with the performance as well as the result against a League 1 side, so that's great. I did try and get rid of our goalkeeper there, but he's retiring at the end of the year, so I couldn't get rid of him for some reason. I don't know why I can't release him from his contract, but I guess that's something, some bad ethics there, just getting rid of someone just because they're slightly old. But anyway, we had an offer for Daniel Perslow. No chance he's going to be in the team. 47 rated, 26 years old. He's even a CDM, and he hasn't got the best stats for tackling either. And then we had a game against Tranmere. I did notice that when you sell a player, the board takes some money from it, which I was very unimpressed by. I guess that can happen in real life. But they did take £5,000 off the money that I got for Perslow, which I was really, really upset about. But there's no point getting upset about it. You got to deal with it in career mode. Anything can happen. And in this game, they definitely bossed the game, but we defended solidly. Definitely Carlisle was a standout man. I know it sounds like I'm bumming him, but I'm not. He was just absolutely outstanding. And we had a chance here to score. The keeper drops down to make a nice save. And we could have won this game easily. We had plenty of shots on target. You'll see the stats at the end of the game. We were so close to scoring, but we have not taken our chances very well, but not with the best strikers in the world. But here, in the 85th minute, they get the luckiest goal ever. Look at that, the keeper goes to dive for the ball, but it comes off a defender. I'll show you here in a better angle. Look at that, he just took it. He just took it straight in the chest, and it bounced into the back of the net. But as you can see, we had 5 shots on target. They only had 1, and that was probably the shot that was going in. The header that was going in. And Ollie Johnson, who is a guy from Norwich, managed to get injured somehow in that game. But then I realised that on the manager's office bit, you can request for money. And I thought I'd put a cheeky sort of request in, because they didn't give me enough money. They've been nicking money for the transfers as well. So I thought, let's try and do this. But they said we'll have to review it later on in the season. Then I had some scouting reports coming through. I got a good guy there. He had the potential of, I think it was 88 or something like that. But it always drops down. This guy, Joel Hibbert, not very good. And you see there, I've shown you the full stats. He's probably going to be a centre-back or a CDM. But then I had a game against Cheltenham in the league. It was crucial that we kept a clean sheet yet again. Even though we had been the better team in both games, I felt that this game was essential that we won it, and we got a goal to start off, to start us off. And we definitely did. Josh Walker, I put him on first game of the season for him, and he put the ball in the back of the net in the space of 6 minutes. That was pretty awesome of him. The Ginger Ninja, I might give him the nickname, but we definitely deserved the chances that we got. We played so well. You definitely need to play a passing style in career mode. You cannot play as direct as you would like, but it depends what players you have. And you see there, we absolutely dominated the goal, and there were no Cheltenham highlights. They didn't have a shot at all. But for some reason, the fans aren't completely impressed by my performance so far, saying they were very unhappy with how it's gone so far. But they've got to cut me a bit of slack, because I have the worst, well, potentially the worst team in the league, and I've managed to get 4 points out of 2 games, and I've lost in the league, in the cup. But that was very in bad circumstances against Tranmere as well. Not the easiest team to beat, but I do manage to, I go in for this guy, the left mid. He's very young, 17 years old, 62 rated. He's definitely a player I want, especially a winger as well. I need another winger. We only have 1 winger in the team. That's very poor. So I've got to play strikers on the wings, which is not very good. And we had a game against Barnet here. This is the final game of this episode. It was against Barnet. They have a good team. They signed some player. They have Kaba. They had him anyway, but they had Zabrowski as well. I don't know whether they signed him, but Kaba came on around half time ish, and he definitely made an impact. Carlisle for some reason stopped there, and I don't know how he blocked it there. He just read the ball, and we should have scored here, but he shot straight at the keeper. That's the problem we're having. The ball's going straight at the keeper, but with such low finishing, we should be finishing them chances as well. and we didn't manage to. So we drew that game. We're still unbeaten in the league, which is great for on world class as well. They do come at you very, very hard. But we do manage to sign this guy, Pedro Azgua. I don't worry, guys, I suck at pronunciations. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, as well as my other content. Please go check that out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.